All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, therapists,
Hello.
coaches, and healers. So I'm going to mute everybody from now, and then later I'll open it back up when we have a Q&A part if you have any burning questions that you need to ask me. And my name's Elizabeth Menzel. I'm the founder of the Happy Woman Academy. And for the last 27 years, I've been helping people overcome physical and emotional trauma so that they can connect strongly and embody their power and manifest the happy life they want. And today, I've never ever done this before. This is a brand new offering just for coaches, therapists, and healers. And I have a lot I want to share with you to help you transform your business and how you feel in your business. So I'm going to be talking much faster than I normally talk because I wanted to fit this into a lunch hour for most of you. I know for some of you it's dinner time. So I wanted to make this short but packed with what you really need. So I'm going to stay on track by looking at my notes. Otherwise, I will go way too wide. So I'll share the goods, and then if you have any burning questions, we'll get to the Q&A, and I promise to tell you how you can get more. And so just hold questions to the end, and I'll unmute you then. So this is what went down. This is the story behind how this is even happening in the first place and why I'm doing this. I have always had healers as my clients. And I've always had, massage therapists, doctors, therapists as my clients. And I just feel like we're all on this path of mastery together. We're all here to help each other, and we all need each other, right? We can't do everything. We need to help each other out. And so I've always been a healer's healer, but I've never, branded myself that way. It wasn't part of how I presented my practice. It was just for their own personal healing. Until last November, when go ahead and mute yourself in the lower left-hand corner. I'll see if I can. Now, lower left-hand corner, there's a little microphone, so go ahead and mute yourself. Thanks. Okay, so in November, in the same week, 3 different psychotherapists, didn't know each other or anything, contacted me. And I ended up having a really long, in-depth talk with each of them because they each presented problems that I have seen face coaches, therapists, and healers for years. So I want to read to you just what they said because I want to get it right. So one of them had let go of her license as a psychotherapist. She wanted to reinvent her practice. And she said, I can't find a mentor I want to emulate. And I feel like I'm a cork bobbing around on the ocean. I see you're happy, you're enjoying your work, you're full of energy. And I think, what does she know that I don't know? So I had a great talk with her. Another one, she says, I got my master's, I got my PhD. I used to run a wing of a hospital. And now she works as a coach. And she said, I know so much, but I feel like something is missing. I want to know the energy behind what I'm doing. And then another psychotherapist I spoke to said, I feel overwhelmed, overscheduled, and scattered. And I'm in this love-hate relationship with my practice. I love helping people, but I hate how I feel and I hate running my business. So there's a real cognitive dissonance there among all of these people, and that's what I found shows up for a lot of other healers and therapists. So can any of you relate to any of the problems that they've been talking about? Me too. My journey as a healer, I've been one for 27 years, and it's had a lot of rocky, bumpy parts. And one of the biggest things I can share is that I used to be very split. And what I mean is, in the healing room, I was centered, I was calm, my skills were on point. And out of the healing room, I was a total hot mess. I was in an abusive relationship. I hated where I was living. I was full of anxiety. I also had depression, so I was going back and forth. I hadn't been diagnosed yet with PTSD, and I was seeing 3 different therapists and still didn't have that diagnosis. So there was really a lot of turmoil going on for me. And then I noticed, at first, like when we're suffering like that, we feel like we're all alone in it. But I actually noticed that a lot of healers around me, because I had so many in my practice that I was helping, felt a lot of the same ways I did, for their own reasons, for different reasons, but they had that same feeling. And then along my career, I decided I wanted to become a public speaker. I don't know why. It literally came to me in a meditation. I had never done it before, never thought about it before. And I ended up joining one of those really high-level masterminds where you pay 20 grand a year. And, it's supposed to accelerate your career, accelerate your life, all this stuff. And it made me really, really miserable. So it's something I'm going to go into later when I reveal the 4 secrets for you. And I realized that a lot of women there, some were succeeding, but a lot still feeling trapped and overwhelmed and miserable and not able to move forward in their career. So here are these, therapists, coaches, healers, all suffering. And here we are, we're all on this path of mastery together, and we're kind of getting lost. And I'm like, what's going on with all these frustrated, burned out healers? So something wasn't working for us, and I figured it out for myself. And that's why I'm here now, is to not tell you to do my way, but to say, this is what I have figured out. Please use these baseline secrets to help you recreate your own practice in a way that totally works for you, where you're happy, you're energized, you're prosperous, you're manifesting along the way you want to be manifesting and living, the way you thought of when you first wanted to become a healer, and really create that. So, because we need a lot of we need not just a whole bunch of new healers. The coaching industry is this $2 billion industry per year, but it's not making highly skilled, highly trained healers that are trustworthy and with integrity. So I really want to fix that gap as well. So we're going to dive into the 4 secrets right now, but I want to open a healing vortex first. So let's take a deep breath together. And allow your body to relax and get comfortable. Shift if you need to shift. And allow yourself to just be here. We've just got about 20 more minutes or so together. And open to receiving the right thing for you, the thing that's going to help move you forward on your path of being a masterful healer. Great. Aligning with your highest good and opening to receive. And if you don't know how to do that, that's okay. I'll help you in this energy vortex to just open and receive that which will move you forward. And so it is. Excellent. So, secret number 1. Good, we're right on time. Secret number 1. You've got to regulate your energy inside and out. Now, I've known this for a long time. I was trained in this, but I looked up some statistics to really hit home with this. 88% of doctors report burnout, and 60% tell their kids not to go into medicine. 40% of psychologists report emotional exhaustion. And 84% of all caregivers say it's overwhelmingly stressful to take care of others. We are in this field professionally. We're caring for people every day. We take it very seriously. We know we have a high level of responsibility, and that's a lot of pressure on our shoulders. So if you don't take care to really regulate your own energy in a very serious and real way, You will burn out. Your body will start to break down. You will, like I used to, fall asleep at 3 o'clock every afternoon. Didn't matter where I was or what was going on, I was asleep at 3. So this level of drain on your energy will happen. And so I really want to help healers of all kinds end that cycle of burnout. You should have reliable, sustained energy all day long until night. I do now. I use a 5-step system based in neurobiology that keeps my energy centered and aligned. I can send you a free link to learn how to do that. But you really have to master that inner energy flow so that you can be centered, plugged in, strong. In physics, energy always runs from greater to lesser. So if you are feeling depleted in any way, if you are a little bit less energized than your client, their energy runs to you. You're not helping them. You're taking from them. It's automatic. It's how energy works. So part of creating healthy energy is taking care of your body, learning how to breathe right for your own system, giving yourself enough time and space. I used to see clients anytime they wanted, like morning, late at night. I'd see 6 a day. I was just packing them in, and I was totally overgiving and overdoing it. And at the very beginning, when I opened that healing vortex, I mentioned that you have to open your receiving channels. So many healers are such givers. They have this outpouring of energy, and they're not so great at letting it in. Even when I was getting all that help from healers, therapists, massage therapists, chiropractors, I wasn't totally letting it in. Now, part of that was trauma. Trauma blocks your ability to receive. But being consciously aware of regulating your energy flows of giving, receiving, extremely important. You should have a ritual that you do before you see a client that amps up your energy so that you're not accidentally taking energy from them, but you're overflowing with energy. So you're not depleted and giving from this, what I call the dry well syndrome, right? Your well is empty and you're just pushing the boulder up the hill and giving more and more. You want to be overflowing with energy. So have a ritual before you see your client that amps you up and allows you to give from a very full well. And then have another ritual after you see your client that allows you to release anything from them. So remember, you were flowing greater to lesser to them, but their negative energy, which a lot of people call it that, I don't like to use that term, but people know that term. But any of their misemotion, and any of their depression, their anxiety, any of their lower energy frequencies can kind of stick to you. I remember I went to my healer after I had a client and I hadn't done my aftercare ritual, and he described everything my client was wearing. That's how much someone else's stuff can stick to you. And that no matter what kind of healing practice you have, that you can really get drained by your clients and think about them too much. So really have that before and after ritual to help with your energy. And of course, when I said before, taking care of your body, getting enough food, enough rest, enough movement for your body. So, so, so important. When I passed out at 3 every day, it was because I was severely undernourished. Yeah. So, secret number 2. I know I'm going really fast. I don't want to give you everything. I never talk this fast. Secret number 2, and this is one of the biggest ones: walk your talk. So many people get into healing to help others, and they learn a whole lot, like all these women with PhDs that were talking to me, they learn so much, but they don't live it. Whatever your healing practice is, whatever you're helping other people with, you need to live that yourself. So if you're a massage therapist, you need to be really taking care of your muscles and receiving massages. You know, if you're a psychotherapist receiving psychotherapy, you don't want to ask your clients to do what you're not willing to do or what you're not able to do. So if you're an energy healer, really regulating your own energy and receiving healings, right? So really being that which you are teaching. Otherwise, again, there is this cognitive dissonance. You're a talking head. You're not an embodied healer that is living it and living by example. So one of the complaints of the therapists I've talked to in November was that she just can't find a healer that she trusts. She can't find someone who's living it. They're all talking a big game. So I've got a healing team. I just hired 2 new people because we can't know everything. You know, we just can't. We can't know everything. We want to, but we can't. And we can't, I got to make sure I'm not getting ahead of myself. Okay. Oops, I was going to say something from the next section. Okay. So I hired someone to help me with my metabolism. So I have a new nutrition coach, Kate Deering. She wrote the book, How to Heal Your Metabolism. Highly recommend it. It's amazing. And I'm taking Z Health, right? I'm in the process. I'm in 2 years into my learning process there, which is movement. It's prescribed neurobiologically based movement for pain relief and performance enhancement. It is the most amazing, fastest, incredible pain relief I've ever learned or done or received, but it's really hard to learn. So I hired a tutor, right? We've got to really live what we're teaching. Coaches without coaches don't succeed. There's a disconnect there. All right, 3. Ready? Make your peace with prosperity. Especially in the healing or spiritual world, there is a lot of disconnect between prosperity and your healing work and living in prosperity. And with women especially, you know, we're second-class citizens. It's a man's world. The patriarchy was built to hold us down and make us have less money. We've only gained rights within the last century to even be allowed to make our own money. In some countries, even in just the last couple of decades. So we have our own personal stuff around money, but we have so much societal energy covering up our abundance and prosperity energy, and we've been suppressed for centuries. So it's a lot to overcome that momentum and get enough momentum. So a prosperity practice I found is really required. I do a prosperity practice daily. When I skip it or don't do it, I notice my own energy dropping. So again, it's really opening your energy channels to receive. I do it during nonlinear movement method, and the last part of nonlinear movement is the manifestation part. So that's where I welcome it in and allow myself to feel higher levels of prosperity. I've quadrupled my income since I started having a practice like that. And it's not from doing a lot of outer world things. It's mostly from doing these inner world things that are the things I teach, right? So I walk my talk with that. I do my inner world practices that I teach to my clients, and I get to see the benefits. So it's an awesome win-win. I had a lot of my own prosperity consciousness, poverty consciousness to overcome. My father had the money and he was the abuser. So I saw like power and money as bad and wrong. And I saw being poor and powerless as good. So I was poor and powerless. I got to live that out. So really allowing yourself to raise your prosperity frequency is super, super important if you want to be able to help a lot of people. I work with healers who like, I want to increase my practice, I want to get more clients, but they never work with that inner energy of even raising their own ability to hold more prosperity energy in their field. So that's a super important practice. There's so much abundance all around us, but if we're not receiving it, if we're not letting it in, and I do differentiate between abundance. Abundance is a lot of something, and prosperity is the energy frequency of money. So working with overcoming your personal beliefs and blocks around money, raising your energy frequency about prosperity, and having that practice that's really solid is what prosperous healers do. So, secret number 4 is your structure of your practice. And I'm going to go into some details here for you because this is so important. The structure of your practice. You've got to set up your business in a way that works for you. When I took that, when I was in that mastermind, I was in it for a few years, they were giving me a lot of masculine structures. And I was like, you know what? I need a lot more masculine structure. That's great. I want those masculine structures in place. Structures give you freedom. But what I found was that some of them worked for me, which I'll share those with you, and some of them did not work for me at all whatsoever. And that's because I, like most healers, are feminine energy dominant, meaning we have 51% or more of feminine energy naturally alive and activated in our system. Feminine energy has to do with care, with nurturance, with relationship, with the body, with the senses, intuition, right? Those all run my life. They run my world. Emotion runs my world, right? So I just have a lot more feminine energy than I do masculine energy. So what I have found is that a lot of healers feel very frustrated because, like me, they try to put all of these things in place that force them to run their practice from masculine energy. So I felt very broken. I felt very broken when I was trying to force myself to do business in a masculine way, to go out and get, to market like crazy, to promote. Those are all outward masculine energy things. There's nothing wrong with them. I want to be really clear. They just didn't work for me, and they don't work for most people, not just women, most people that are dominant feminine energy people. So even goal setting does not work great for me. I have to feel what it feels like. I have to feel the joy of what I want. That's how I manifest. Setting a goal and trying to achieve the goal shuts me down. So let me share with you some of the ways that really worked for me, because maybe they'll open up your mind. You don't have to use these exactly, but maybe they'll open up your perspective and you can start making up ways that work for you. So I'm going to share both masculine and feminine energy ways that work for me. One of the things for structure of practice is I used to, like most healers, most massage therapists and therapists, I used to set up, clients would call me, I would set up an appointment with them, we'd have the appointment. And then I wouldn't hear from them again for 3 months, 6 months. They felt so great when they left. Everything was aligned. They felt awesome. They had a great outlook. They knew they could take on the world, right? And then they couldn't sustain that new level of energy frequency for very long. And then they would crash and burn. And they wouldn't call me again until they were desperate. They were in horrible pain. They always waited too long. They didn't call me at the beginning of their pain. They called me when they were really down in it. Can any y'all relate? to that particular cycle with your clients. So it was crushing my heart, honestly. It was crushing my heart because I wouldn't hear from these people. And part of what I learned at the Barbara Brennan School is we were not ever allowed to pursue clients. So we were never allowed to call and check in on anyone and see if they were okay. So I have completely restructured my practice in a way that works for me. So I want to offer you the way I structure it, just so you can come up with a structure for yourself that works for you. So now the only way I see my healing clients is with a healing package. So I work with women for either 6 months, actually I work with men too still, for either 6 months or 12 months. And we design that package especially for them and their needs. So if someone wants to work with me, they contact me and I do an 1.5-hour free consultation with them. Now, a lot of people charge for a consultation, and that's fine too. You've got to find your own place with this in your own way. But that consultation keeps me out of the trap of trying to help everyone all of the time. And that's what I used to do. I have to help everyone all of the time. And I know a lot of healers get caught in that trap. So structuring it in this way, I get to really have this detailed talk with them. And I actually have a structure for that I've created, where I know exactly what they need and am I the best and right person to help them. And over 50% of the time, I refer them to someone or something else to help them. They're not quite at the right place in the healing spectrum, or we're not exactly the right fit. So that's the way I keep my integrity, I keep my energy up, I keep in right service, and really help the people that I know I'm going to be 100% successful with. So structuring your practice in that way, only doing packages and only helping the right people that you know you can help. Setting up pacing, like I said, I used to work from morning till night, and then I had my hours were, I think in LA, my hours were like 12 to 12. I thought I was doing myself a favor there, you know, and then I took it down. It was 12 to 11, and then it was 1 to 11, and then, right, so I finally got it down. Now my hours are, what are they now, like 12 till 8. So I keep it within that. So setting up just hours that work for you, days that work for you. I used to work any day, every day of the week, never had designated days off. Give yourself designated days off. They might change throughout the week, and that's fine. You know, usually for me, it's like a Thursday and a Saturday, but give yourself either chunks of time off and be honest about what that being, that nothingness time is. Because as healers, with all of this energy, you need to receive as high as you're giving. Remember that. You need to receive as high as you're giving, or more, so that you can overflow with energy and not deplete your energy. So give yourself that well-needed downtime. I create a client contract so the client knows exactly what to expect, and that we can be in agreement and in alignment on that, and it's in writing. That is very helpful. And you really, so part of client attraction is having that clarity that you know exactly who and how you can help, exactly what gives you joy. It actually gives me joy to help women overcome trauma and plug into their power and teach them how to manifest what they want. That keeps me alive and bubbly. I love it. For some other people, woof, that sure wouldn't work, right? So find what some people call it a niche, but I call it alignment. How are you in alignment to serve your people, the right ones for you that you know you can help? Okay, and so then that leads us to, you got to be clear on who to work with. And the other side of that is being clear about who to let go of. So it was just a little over a decade ago where I started like firing clients. I started letting go of people who just weren't a great energy match for me. And then I put the screening place and process after that. But know that when you start setting healthy boundaries for yourself, yes, you will lose some clients. And guess what? Many more new ones will come to take their place, right? And you always send them to someone who you believe can help them or would be better off, better suited for their energy type. So those are the 4 things, right? Regulate your energy inside and out. Where are we? Walk your talk, make your peace with prosperity, and structure your practice in a way that really is a win-win for you and your clients. So when I was talking with these therapists, they talked me into setting up this program. So I've set up the Professional Energy Mastery Certification Program. And because it's the first time I'm offering this particular program, I'm offering it at half the usual price to work with me. It's a pilot program. So I'm inviting only a handful of healers into it. You'll get a ton of attention from me. You can do it for either level 1 is 6 months, level 2 is a year. And it's it's really getting clear on how to run your practice in a way that works for you. You learn exactly how to regulate your energy, using your chakra system, using neurobiology, training your brain, teaching you how to raise those prosperity energy frequencies so that you can attract the right people to you that are a match. It's a really beautiful process, and this is a really special offering. I don't know if I'll keep doing this forever. It came up because it was asked for, and women just started signing up for it. And then I got sick, so I couldn't get it together to offer it, really. So I'm doing it now. So the way you can find out more about that is the link is Professional Energy Mastery. Nope, that's wrong. thehappywomanacademy.com/certification. thehappywomanacademy.com/certification. That's how you can find out about it. It is going to start very soon, actually. Let me get back on my notes here. Within the next few weeks. So I would love to see you there. I would love for you to get the help you need, whether you get it from me or someone else. It is way too hard to walk this path alone. And we really, really need those highly trained, skillful, trustworthy healers with integrity out there, whether you're a psychotherapist, a coach, a healer, really walking your talk, keeping your energy up and serving your clients at the highest level in a way that totally works for you and doesn't burn you out. Woo! All right, so that is my offer. I'm going to open it up to any burning questions you might have, but what I invite you to do is go to that link and just set up a time to talk with me. I'll just talk with you. I'll see if this program's a right match for you. It might be, it might not. I'll refer you to something else if I can that's better for you. But I would love to help you. So if you have any burning questions, you can ask me. I'm going to unmute everybody. And you can go in your lower left corner of your screen to unmute yourself. All right. Woo! Does anyone have a question they want to ask?
Thank you first. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. You're welcome. I want us all to succeed, you know. I just believe a rising tide lifts all boats, and there's so much healing needed in the world that we need a lot of highly functioning healers.
Yes, and I'm so glad you said highly functioning and people with integrity are needed, because that's one of my watchwords is integrity. And I think that for me, I tend to stop myself from being involved in things like you said, trepidatious about using healers I don't trust, or really trying to find the right self-care in a way that I feel has the integrity that is a higher than I am energy. to get toward. And you're one of them. So thank you.
Well, you're very skilled. And when you're very skilled, you need someone that just has either higher skill level or a higher practiced level.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Which I get from my Rolfer, and it took me, I don't know, a year to finally get to him here in the East Coast. And I was needing to go. And then finally it was like, okay, let's get his work. And it was like, whoop, there you go. That's the twists I need at the moment. And I got to keep twisting like that when it comes.
Yeah. And the more care you receive, the more care you're able to give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that wasn't a burning question, but thank you.
All right. Questions? Any? Hi, Leia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. I missed the first 5 minutes or so just because I was having a hard time finding the link. I was, just timing wise, I didn't give myself enough time in advance. I was curious, so the first point in the 4, I didn't get to write it down. I was there for your discussion of the first, but just a review or maybe just a quick brief overview of the 4 again.
The ability to regulate your energy inside and out. So regulating your energy inside of you, you're using your brain to unlock happy hormones, to be very calm and centered and focused. You have enough energy, so to be able to not just give from a dry well, but be overflowing with energy so that it flows to your person. And so you avoid burnout. It's just I don't know if you heard the statistics part, but it's just horrible.
Right.
Or burnout, caregiver burnout, doctor burnout, therapist burnout. So eating enough, getting enough rest, enough food and drink, and enough movement for your system, and regulating yourself energetically, whether you're using your energy centers, your aura, your brain. My system involves, which I can give you a free link to learn it, involves neurobiology and physics. So really working with your own energy system. So you're strongly plugged in and present for your client, and not pushing a boulder up a hill, or overwhelmed or scattered or really frustrated.
Yeah.
And then within that is setting boundaries, healthily setting boundaries. And how to do that in a way that is truly respectful. I find something that a certain type of healer that shall remain nameless, I just overwhelmingly find they give people this healing without their consent or permission. Mm-hmm. So that's another way I see, especially energy healers, really break a covenant, and it doesn't honor the strength and the wisdom and the power within the other person to give them healing without their consent. And it is traumatizing, even though it's seen as this great thing to do in the healing world. I am very against it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, burning questions. So I invite you to, you won't be bothering me. Someone has told me that they think they're bothering me if they set up a free consultation with me. It's my tithe. It's one of the ways I give. I am happy to do it with you. So if you want to have that free consultation, you're welcome to it. We'll see if this program is a good fit for you or not. And again, if not this, please do something that really replenishes you and really lets you receive the level of care that fills you up, so that you never burn out and you're free to give and that you love it. My boyfriend said to me one day, "You're the only person I know that looks more energized after work at the end of a work day. I've never met anyone like that." And it's because I'm doing this and constantly replenishing my energy source using this neurobiology-based system. So I'm going to send you an email with a link, and I can put that link in there for you, because I'll send you the recording too. All right, anything else? All right, lovely healers, I'm sending you so much respect and appreciation and admiration for choosing this path of a healer. I know it's not an easy path to walk a lot of times, but it's easier when we walk it together. So I'm so grateful to you for showing up. I'm Elizabeth Menzel, thehappywomanacademy.com/certification, where you can find out more about the Professional Energy Mastery Certification Program. All right, bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.